start. All right.
Oh.
Did you hear the robot voice tell you recording in progress?
Yeah, and it also popped up a big pop-up thing. So I guess they must have had a bit of illegal recording of Zoom calls without people realizing it.
Oh shit. I guess that would be bad. That would be
because if you don't notice the little thing in the top corner, yeah. So all right then.
So we are back on Zoom. I am not sure if this is going to fix the delay problem or not. If it doesn't, fuck it. If it does, also fuck it. It'll be great. Let's hope
both of our internet streams stay up strong.
Yeah. So I just switched the my screen was flipped. I don't know if it'll be flipped. I don't know how to work this fucking thing, basically, is what I'm saying. Brandon, I had a hardware failure. So like that's why we didn't record last week. That's why 2 weeks ago that episode didn't necessarily go up. So
what you gonna do?
I actually have that saved. So fortunately, I was able to recover that episode. So I'm gonna render that at some point and dump that out. You might get 2 episodes this week. Just if I'm feeling saucy and not frustrated about everything.
That's some bonus content for the Baker's Dozen.
Yeah,
that's right. We're talking about our 13 most loyal out of 20 listeners. That's right. The Baker's Dozen.
Oh man, I happened to see that we got some dumb comments on our YouTube videos, but the content moderation is such that they're all the shitty comments go into a queue, and it's up to you whether or not to approve them. And I was like, well, these aren't very useful, so I just deleted the dumb ones. Because there's like some really harsh anti-trans and anti-Black Lives Matter stuff in the comments, and I'm like, well, nope.
Yeah, I assume we're going to catch a lot of that, given the banner that tends to run.
Yeah, but I saw those things, and I was like, this is not a teaching moment. I don't need to see that. I don't need to engage with that kind of bullshit. No. But yeah, so the comment moderation without me even doing anything seems to be stopping idiocy. So that's great.
Weeding out a lot of the shitheads.
Yeah.
Thanks, YouTube.
Yeah. We only might have one regular commenter on our YouTube. Yeah. But I don't care.
That's fine. I'm super good with that.
Vincent is great. So
yeah.
It's all good. Did that beep go through? Did you hear that beep?
I kind of heard it. Why?
All right, so I need to turn some other shit off. Let's see. I need to turn this off.
Is that some sort of warning that you're running out of internet?
No, I have like Discord open. I have all these other chat things, and when Discord sends you a message, it goes bloop bloop. Hello.
Ah, okay, gotcha.
Hello.
So you forgot to put your computer on mute.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, the thing I need to figure out now, if this works, is to plug plug Zoom into OBS so I can run the banners and then play the bumpers. I have to reprogram my Stream Deck and figure out how I did that before, because I don't have that set up yet anymore. So if I push these buttons, nothing is going to happen and you're not going to hear anything. So I'm working on it.
Okay.
Not that you give a shit.
I mean, I care in the same sense that everybody else cares, that like a show needs an intro.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know what to tell you there. I mean, are you going to put them in post, or are we just going to
go
introless?
Yeah, I'm editing it in post. So like, all right, so I'll hit it now. Bam. Okay, there we go. there you go. Brandon Chalmers, It has been a while. Upon what have you been geeking since last oh shit, I forgot. Tell the people who we are, what we're about.
Jamie, as you stated, before we even get into what we getting into, we got to get in to who we are and what we do. For many, many years, you have, as the podcast listener, wandered about your life, listless, rudderless, if you will, looking for just any port in the storm that will bring you the entertainment, the logic, the reason, the knowledge, the life advice, and dare I say, the friendship that you boys do. My name's Brandon Chalmers, and my co-host with the mo-host is Jamie motherfucking Noguchi. Put some stank on that name. And we are together the Wonder Twins of the podcasting network, better known as the fucking Do It Cast. Now, Jamie, I know what you're thinking, and I'm thinking the same thing, and I bet the listeners are thinking the same thing too. Who the fuck hosts these two jackasses? Well, guess what, kids? You got the whole seat, but boy, howdy, you're only going to need the edge. We are part of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network. That means NOC, as in nerds of color, as in not me, but my man, Jamie, and all of the other members of the Hard Knock Media Podcasting Network, where you can find so many things. Look, here's what I'm saying. If you listen to podcasts, if you have any interest in any sort of pop culture, anything, and you hit that podcasting network website and you can't find something you're looking for, you're just being an asshole.
It's true. It's fucking
Go
true.
ahead and just send us the YouTube comments now about how much of a douchebag you are, because you and I both know you're not trying hard enough.
Yeah.
We're putting the content out for the people, baby, and we ain't making a dime. I ain't got no MeUndies ads. I can't get paid. Nah. Venmo, they ain't paying me. I'm not catching a dime for this.
Yeah. No life-changing money through Uber.
No
Squarespace.
life-changing. Yeah, no Squarespace. No, I'm not getting paid. Chipotle ain't bringing me burritos. I ain't getting no free lunch.
Yeah.
I'm doing this out of the love of my own heart. And honestly, to catch up with one of my favorite people. And I guarantee you, if you spend a little bit of time and listen, you might not care for me so much. But that motherfucker you going to love.
Oh.
See?
Oh, man. So, Brandon.
Sir.
Awesome intro. I wish that there was like a Nerds of Color theme song, like a general theme song that we could just play and like walk down the aisles like but it needs like a glass shatter or like a horn thing or something.
Yeah, it needs to be like this weird mix of like Earth, Wind and Fire and Pantera.
Yeah.
Like it's gotta have like a banging horn section and some real just like orchestral kind of shit, but also it's got to punch like a son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'll talk to Keith. I'll bug him about that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to work that out. But yeah, so
all right. So upon what have you been geeking about since last we met with each other, which seems ages ago and many computer parts away.
It does seem like ages ago and many computer parts passed and lost and mourned and loved.
I don't know if I love it, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry. So what I've been geeking about mostly, honestly, is ever since I ended up getting the vaccine, I have been trying to catch up with friends as much as possible. And
nice.
Jamie, I haven't had a weekend really since I got the vaccine that I haven't seen a loved one.
Aww.
And it's been this really kind of like, don't get me wrong, it is tiring. Like, if full transparency, I'm exhausted.
Too many of y'all.
It's not even too many. I think it's more just like life still happens. You know what I mean? I still got to go get my oil changed and I got to go cut the grass and I got to do all those other things because my daily schedule really doesn't give me a whole lot of time. Like, I'm out the door, before 5:30. I get home about 5:15. So like I'm out more than 12 hours a day on average. And then, you come home and then you try and get a little family time, make a little dinner, shower, kind of decompress. And by the time, 9:30, 10 o'clock rolls around, I'm exhausted, dude. Like, so the chance of hitting a lot of this stuff during the week just doesn't really happen.
Yeah.
So it's been a real balancing act of like, okay, how do I find the time to kind of recharge my batteries by having my friends around, but also handle all of my other responsibilities and what I'm due for a phone upgrade. I haven't even bothered to get myself to the store to just go do that. Like I'm not even doing shit that's like fun for me to be like, hey, new toy. But yeah, like, I don't know.
What upgrade are you going for? You going for the 12? Going for the 12?
Yeah, I think I'm going for the 12. I don't know whether or not I'm going anything fancier than the 12. Because honestly, it's going to come down to how much am I paying a month now versus how much is the 12 or the other one or what have you. But like, I don't use the phone camera the way a lot of other people use the phone camera. I'm like, I wish I was more of a shutterbug. As silly as it sounds with you and I, like, talking camera news and everything else like that is just, well, I think also it's one of those right now with what I do most days of the week. I don't find myself having the time. Like, you're going to get a lot of photos of like AutoCAD screens and just plans and me just going, yep, fuck this architect. And this guy's a jackass. And what the fuck is this? And, it's amusing at first. And then I end up being that person who's like super sad and posts the same dog photo every day with the same kind of caption about how many days they've been posting the dog photos. And then they only get like 2 or 3 likes. And yeah, I'm definitely not throwing any particular kind of shade to anyone who I used to know. So... and if you read between the lines, you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, I am an asshole, so that's fine. Hi, I'm glad that we don't talk. Anyway,
bam,
dude. Yeah, like God, that has been the thing that I have really been not geeking about, but like low key pull the curtain back a little bit. I got contacted by a certain paternal family member out of the blue. And kids, if I can remind you anything, just because you've known them forever or just because they're blood doesn't mean they're quote unquote entitled to anything in your life. Some people, especially the people that are closest to you, can be toxic, can be cancerous, can drag you down with them because they don't want to suffer alone and they're not really concerned about you. And they'll lie to you and they'll manipulate you and they'll try and push you into corners and say yes to things and accept behavior that genuinely, if you were talking about somebody other than, let's say, somebody like, if my boss treats me this way, that dude's in charge of my paycheck. I got the choice about how long I decide to take that.
Yeah.
When we're talking about someone close to you, you are willingly getting, for lack of a better way to put it, hit, usually daily, for no benefit but theirs. And at a certain point, you got to ask the question, what are you doing? So I had that reminder. I decided to put out a bit of strong terms to see whether or not we were going to continue communicating again. The second I laid the law down, turns out they don't seem so interested and they haven't responded back to me. So, yeah. So I think the lesson to be learned here is what a lot of people are looking for is for you to be compliant and just take a beating, and you deserve better. So
for sure.
Hear me now. You deserve to be treated like a person, like an adult, like an equal, with respect. If you fuck up, you own it, you apologize, you try and make it right and move on. There is no reason why some people should be just constantly beating on you for the same thing in perpetuity. You deserve better. Stand tall. If you feel like you're in a corner and you don't know who to talk to or whatever it is, I'm here for you. Okay. So reach out to the podcast network and they'll get you a hold of me and we'll talk about it. So you deserve better, genuinely. Jamie, what have you been geeking out about?
I've been trying to get this fucking thing up and running. God. Yeah, it's so I don't know, man. I like talking about gear. Camera gear is great because if it doesn't work, I know it's like the lens isn't, talking or this, that, and the other thing. Like it's not mission critical. And I know for other people, if their camera fails, they can't work. That really sucks.
Yeah.
But like this is my whole ass machine, and I'm not really a tech guy, so like I didn't know what to do. And that was really frustrating, but like it's back obviously because we're talking right now. But yeah, I mean, other than that, like,
are we? Wait, hang on. Are we putting them on blast?
No, not yet.
Not yet. We're not there yet. Okay. Okay. All right. All right. I will delicately place the curtain back in front of the audience, and no problem. No problem. All right.
I wonder. Well, like, since I don't know what I'm doing, I wonder if I ordered the wrong thing, and that's why things failed. But I also think that it shouldn't have failed like 6 months out from when I purchased it. But that's a whole nother story.
Okay, fair enough.
Besides that, like I've been climbing 3, sometimes 4 days a week.
Damn, dude. Like, getting back into it.
Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then sometimes Sunday. Although we'll talk about Sunday. That's the meat of the episode. But like I'm not necessarily back to where I was before taking a forced year off of climbing.
Right.
But I'm starting to get things that I feel like I should have been able to get to. So like I'm getting back to almost to where I was, at least in terms of bouldering. So that feels good. It's like a small little victory, but like I feel like we've been climbing a lot. So
well, it takes a ton of fucking practice, dude. Like you stop doing a physical activity for a fucking year. And that is a physical activity that is very demanding on damn near every part of your body.
Yeah.
So the idea of the muscles kind of, doing a bit of atrophy and, your strength just kind of degrading a little bit. I'm feeling a bit of it when I try and actually get back into lifting and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like things that I'm like, oh yeah, no problem. And then I do like half the weight and I was like, oh boy. All right. You are out of practice. And it's like, I still feel just as strong lifting it the once.
Yeah.
If somebody gets run over and you need me to pick up the back of a car to save a kid, I got the adrenaline and the strength. I think I can get it done. You're trying to get me to do like, a full, superset of something. No. So, and I can't figure out if I want to try and invest more in home equipment or I need to try and figure out, and this has been the biggest issue, what I've been talking about is like, or restart a gym membership. And then I'm asking the question, when the fuck am I going to the gym?
Yeah. It seems like you're really busy always.
Right. And that's the problem though, is the majority of my day is seated because, I'm doing a bunch of stuff on my ass when I'm putting together work or I'm doing CAD stuff or I'm putting together estimates or I'm driving back and forth to Beltsville. I'm on my ass and then, I don't have the time per se to then go and work out. So I got to figure out like, okay, what suffers?
Yeah. You could do like desk squats and like get a standing desk and like every couple minutes, just do a couple of squats and be like, oh, this sucks, but I'm working.
Yeah. I got to figure out how I'm going to work that out. Maybe I need to get a standing desk or something like that. I got to try and talk the boss into getting me one.
Yeah.
So something has to change because how I'm handling it now, it ain't going.
The nice thing about climbing is that at a certain point, you physically can't do some stuff. But if the thing that's holding you back is fear, that's a good place to be because you can work through the fear. Like if you're afraid of the height or if you're afraid of falling, but you still have the physical ability to get through that move, you can do it.
Right.
If you physically can't do the move, like if it's too far away from you or like if you just don't have the pinchers.
Right. Yeah.
That's different. But I feel like I'm starting to get to the point where half of the time I'm not there yet quite yet strength wise. But then the other half of the time, I'm too afraid to do the move.
I get that. Like it sounds silly because like by trade now I'm a roofer.
Yeah.
But it's one of those like you get up on some of those and like I get the butterflies in my stomach and I still get the sketchies of like, okay, cool. Cause I think it's that mental thing of like, I don't want this much beef to hit the ground. I'm afraid of what's going to happen when this much beef hits the ground.
Yeah. And even on the pads, like the Earth Treks gyms, they have these thick ass pads, this crash pads.
Yeah.
People have still broken ankles, broken legs coming down and being too broy. So like that's always in the back of my head.
Right. Yeah. So I'm like, okay, guess I got to just kind of deal with it. And like when I had the strength and I was a fair bit lighter, you know, I was doing things that I was genuinely proud of. That dumb fucking barn door I did with you all, where it's like, that shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Like, okay, cool. Fuck you, physics.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's part of what's kept me from coming out too, is like, I don't feel like I'm capable enough anymore to even go and do that and feel comfortable. Like I need to get my strength back a bit before I'd even feel comfortable going up there, because I don't feel like I can trust my arms anymore.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big hurdle to get over. I brought, Big Jim, like, Big Mark Jim. I brought him with me on Monday. He has not been to the gym in like 4 or 5 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And so he's a mechanic, so he works with his hands all day. So he's got finger strength for days. So he was like doing shit that like we were having trouble with, because he's 6 foot tall, so he can.
Right, I was going to say he's tall and he has quite the reach, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and the only thing that was really holding him back was like the connection between here, the upper body and the lower body, because like you got finger strength for days, but if you don't have the legs underneath you to kind of
right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun. I am still afraid of heights. That's never gonna change. Like the few times I've gone top roping with Audrey, it's still scary way up at the top.
Well, it's weird because like because like the first time you took me, we went top rope.
Yeah. And
like being in the harness, I wasn't so skeeved out once I realized I could actually trust you to kind of keep my shit together.
Yeah.
But like inherently that initial thing of me doing the math, and I'm like, yeah, I don't give a fuck about how many ropes and pulleys you got. I can do the math. Jamie can't lift me. Like
I won't drop you, but I can't lift you.
Right. And it's just like, okay. But yeah, I think it was just kind of having that comfort level. And like, that's equally the part of bouldering I like, and the part of bouldering that skews me out is like, there's no safety net, really.
Yeah.
But also it means I decide what I do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's like, okay, I can decide how confident I want to be about something.
Yeah. There's no sensei telling you you're not experienced enough to try this technique. Like, no dude bro without a shirt is going to come up to you and say like, no man, you can't boulder V3. Fuck you. Like, they get laughed out of the gym anyway, because they can't even do an intro. So fuck those guys. But yeah, of all the sports that I've been involved in all the like physical activities, I like climbing the most because there are very few gatekeepers. Like there's certainly a question of access in terms of like affordability and the shoes and the right gear and stuff. But in terms of doing the thing, motherfucker, if you want to try that V12 and you've only done like V intro, no one's gonna stop you. Like,
yeah, no, you can make an ass out of yourself if you like to. Right.
Yeah.
Like if you can get that pinch grip, fucking send it, dude.
Yeah.
Like at the very least, if I'm there, you're gonna 1, get my attention, and 2, I will absolutely pop for you like any great wrestling crowd will. Like you go to make it, and I'll be like, oh shit, yeah. And if you dump, I'll be like, you got robbed, son. Get back up there. You got this. I believe in you.
Yeah. That's the other thing about climbing is if you go with me,
Yeah.
I can't guarantee you sends, but I can guarantee you lots of cheers.
Yes. Yeah. That is one thing I definitely jumped onto pretty fast when I went with you. It was like, oh, cool. We're just a big cheerleading squad.
Oh,
Fuck yeah. I can totally handle this.
Yeah. Oh, you only got halfway up? That's fucking great. That's more than you did yesterday because you were working yesterday. But yeah, I've missed it. It's great being back. Yeah.
That's awesome, dude.
That's awesome. All right. Break. All right. Brandon Chalmers.
Sir.
This Sunday.
Sunday.
Live at the USA Arena.
We are not seeing Truckosaurus.
Which, look, I'm excited about what we're doing, but now that you threw out the idea that we're seeing Truckosaurus,
it can't be a letdown. It's still
you look at me. I'm actively in my fucking late 30s wearing a backwards trucker cap. You cannot look at these eyes. You cannot in good conscience tell me that I can't be sad about not seeing Truckosaurus. This face screams, I want to see Truckosaurus. Like,
funny cars and muscle cars.
like seriously, there are few things like this face knows a few things.
Yeah.
How to rewire a socket, where's their good barbecue, and what the fuck is going on with Truckosaurus?
I've heard those commercials all my life. I have yet to go to a monster truck rally.
Fuck it. That's what we're doing for my birthday this year.
That'll be dope as fuck.
I haven't been since the last time I took a bunch of people on my birthday, and that was like pre-art fight. There were like 12 of us, and we went down went to fucking Monster Jam, and it's a blast.
Oh, that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Everybody gets the big ear protection on everything.
Yeah.
And the fucking trucks just go soaring through the air. Dude, Hazel is going to lose her shit seeing a giant monster truck. Because, like, Jamie, they're loud enough. We're talking shaking your heart loud.
That sounds awesome.
She's going to see that, and it's going to scoot in the air, and then it's going to hit the ground and bounce, and you're going to see her pop out of the fucking chair. She'll be like, yeah! And she's going to turn, and I'm going to be so ready for that high five. So fucking ready.
Well, shit. We should just stop casting forever now, because goddamn.
Look, much like how you were talking about, we've talked about this, Jamie. This is a cultural exchange.
Yeah.
This is you all doing some white shit that I promise you will be safe and fun.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Well, sadly, we are not seeing the Monster Truck Rally Sunday.
We'll get there.
We are seeing the Snake Eyes movie, G.I. Joe Snake Eyes.
Yeah, we are.
I guess what I wanted to ask, since the plot doesn't matter, what is your relationship to G.I. Joe? Like, did you have the toys growing up? Did you have like a favorite thing about G.I. Joe? Did you like the made for TV movie where everybody was supposed to die, but they at the last minute were like, no, don't kill him?
No, I don't remember the made for TV movie, if I'm honest. I had a bunch of the toys growing up. I remember having two buddies who lived up the street, and I think I've talked about them. It was Sanjay and Sadiq, where their parents were rather well off, and the thing that the boys were super into were all of the G.I. Joes.
Nice.
So we used to play with G.I. Joes, and they were very kind about like, dude, you should come over and play G.I. Joes. And they had the freaking like all of the jets and all of the extra stuff and the lair and the whole nine and everything. Yeah. So like I'd bring like my 6 G.I. Joes that I had and like they would have all of the accessories and all the everything. It's like I remember them being fun. I remember there being a ton of them. Uh-huh. I remember the show being okay. The big thing I remember taking away from G.I. Joe as I got older were the dumb internet PSAs that hit like in the early 2000s.
The more you know.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, now you know, and knowing's half the battle. Yeah.
Right. But you remember they did the voiceover ones where it was I'm a computer, stop all the downloading. Like that shit. I remember that shit and showed that to my fiance, like, I don't know, maybe 2 months ago or something. Yes. She's never seen any of it.
Yes.
Fucking still as funny today as they were way back then. They're so good. But yeah, like I remember a lot of it. I didn't latch onto G.I. Joe the same way a lot of other people did. And I was super disappointed with the first of the 2 live action G.I. Joe movies that we had seen that had come out.
We saw both of them in the theater.
Yeah. The second one was ridiculous enough.
Yeah.
But I also haven't seen that one since we saw it in the theater.
Should we do research and homework and catch up?
No, God, no. Look, here's what I remember, and I don't want to ruin this memory. I remember the motorcycle turning into missiles and then the movie stopping. And then you, without missing a beat, stood up in a well-lit theater because the video had stopped going, how can you stop it now? There was a motorcycle that once turned into missiles and blew up a thing. And then you stopped the film. And I remember you were like gesturing like the most like over the top Family Guy version of an Italian guy at like the projection booth. Like,
because the motorcycle, what turned into missiles?
Right. And like you got so belligerent about it. There were people who had no idea who you were, started to laugh and then started to gang up alongside you. Like, yeah, man, guy's got a good point. It did turn into missiles. I remember that. And then I seem to remember Bruce Willis for some reason, his kitchen, and then Snake Eyes looking like the most out of place actor in one of those like kitchen utensil paid advertisement sort of things.
Oh yeah. Like infomercial.
Yeah. Sorry, an infomercial. Yeah,
Slap chop with Snake Eyes.
Right. Yeah. Like, I'm Vince, and this is Snake Eyes, and we're here for the sham wow. Now, Snake Eyes, I know what you're saying. You and I both have the same problem. We dismember a bunch of guys with a katana that was passed down to us generations ago, but now we have all of this cleanup, and you just can't have blood sticking to your blade. Luckily, for just 3 easy payments of $19.95, you and I can share the joy of a clean katana, thanks to the ShamWow.
ShamWow,
right?
The second movie was the superior of the live actions,
which ain't saying a whole lot.
It's not saying much, but I'm definitely looking forward to this one.
Because didn't they have? Isn't in the first one? Didn't they have like the same sort of like exterior mech suits that were in like what was it? Live, Die, Repeat.
Yes. They had that weird mech suit thing. I do remember a exoskeleton, an exosuit as a G.I. Joe toy, but it looked like a coffin with bad arms. It didn't look form-fitting or at all.
Well, yeah, because it was designed, because I thought at the time of the toys, the best exosuit we had seen was from Alien.
Yes.
So like, it makes sense that that's basically what we're looking at is like, hey, let's put some fucking like forklift arms on this thing. And then the short-lived Exo Squad fixed all of that.
Yes.
And then they canceled that show.
Yeah.
But those toys were fucking rad too.
Those toys were really good. But yeah, the first one had the exosuit and them jumping over buses and through shit.
Through buses, I seem to remember. There's a lot of bus-related action.
A satellite or something.
I can't remember.
And Doctor Who was Cobra Commander somehow.
Wait, was he? Because I thought it was
Christopher Eccleston. Oh no, he was Destro? Was he Destro?
I thought it was. Hang on, I'm gonna bring this up because I thought it was I'm trying to remember who the fuck, and Dr. somebody's shouting at us. Hang on.
But Christopher Eccleston was in the first one. He was like the big bad. And I was like, how'd the doctor get over here? Oh, I still have Discord alerts. Right. Why is Discord? Why are you giving me alerts, Discord? Oh my gosh.
I don't know. Let's see. Ray Park was Snake Eyes. In that one. Channing Tatum was Duke. Lee Byung-hun was Storm Shadow. Let's see. Dwayne Johnson was Roadblock very briefly.
Yes.
Christopher Eccleston was Destro.
Destro, that's who it was.
I think so, yeah. And then Arnold Vosloo, who you'll know as the bad guy from the first Mummy movie, played Zartan.
Yes.
That's who it was. Joseph Gordon-Levitt played fucking Cobra Commander.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, fucking Robin. Robin played Cobra Commander.
Oh my God. Oh shit. Oh man.
Yeah.
So forget the movies. We're going into this one fresh because we haven't seen them in years. I want to go back to the cartoon a little bit. Do you remember when Sergeant Slaughter was part of the Joes?
Yes, of course I did.
Do you also remember at the time when he was like part of G.I. Joe on the wrestling show, he was a heel and like waving around the Iraqi flag during the Iraq War?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
What? Cognitive dissonance like a motherfucker. It was so confusing when I was a kid.
Well, because that was one of those poorly timed things that, like, I don't think Vince put any stock in anyone giving a shit about G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And it was definitely one of the like early reminders, or at least like not reminders, hints. Because honestly, when I was a kid at that age, I couldn't tell you whether or not I believed wrestling was real.
Right,
like,
right.
I genuinely couldn't tell you. Like if you told me like, no, you were super fucking into it and you believe it, I'd be like, yeah, that tracks. But like if I went, no, it's a TV show and they're good guys and bad guys and this is super cool, I could also see me very simply just kind of going, oh, okay, cool, great. And moving right the fuck along, because honestly, the idea of me having to cheer Hulk Hogan because he's the only good person, I can't live with that world. Still can't. Still can't.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, it's not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if Sarge had to do signings in that era and like bright-eyed G.I. Joe fans would come up to him, and if he had to keep kayfabe and just like work the kids, be like, blah, blah, blah.
I don't think there were cons like you and I are used to now at that point.
That's true.
Because I am relatively convinced that if it's a wrestling con, you're in character. Like if they had a wrestling convention, which let's assume that they did, I imagine every one of those characters is going to play themselves how they portray themselves currently on television.
Oh.
I also can't imagine that Vince would let any of those guys get a chance to sit behind a table and have an opportunity to fuck something up. I also can't imagine guys of that era wanting to sit behind a table for that long and sign autographs and take photos and everything else like that when they could actually be playing cards and drinking.
Yeah.
So
that's for real.
Yeah. Like I imagine asking Hacksaw Jim Duggan, hey, Jim, do you want to hang out in this convention center and maybe make a few grand, but you know, you got to really pour it on for the kids and call everybody tough guy and do the catchphrase a bunch and, you know, take photos with everybody for, let's say, reasonably 6 hours? Or do you want to do blow? And he's like, blow. Like, come on, Jim. Right.
I think Dusty would do it. Dusty seemed like he would do something.
No way.
You don't think Dusty would do it?
I think Dusty would put it on for 5 minutes and then
hey, baby, where's the bar, baby? It
would be him talking to the kids around when he's telling everyone else, no, listen here, baby brother, I am the American Dream, Dusty Road, and that's right, that's not, I ain't giving it away for free, baby, that's right, this Pittsburgh-born son of a plumber ain't just giving it away. He got to be paid. And I'm not talking about no $14.95 for no 8x10s or nothing. I'm talking about getting full-on paid. The bionic elbow don't just come out on its own. You got to lease that shit. At least 24 hours in advance, and I want flight and hotel. Yeah, like there's no way.
Yeah.
No way. No way.
Did you have a favorite Joe when you were growing up?
I remember feeling like Shipwreck was my dude, and I don't know why. Like, because he almost felt like the most Wolverine of the crew, where like he didn't quite belong, and he had the parrot, and like Duke and Flint both felt like they sucked. I was a young boy, so I didn't understand the importance of Scarlet.
Yeah, Scarlet
or Lady Jane.
Badass.
So like, never had any beef. But like, I'm a little boy in the early '90s and the '80s. Like, I don't have the same understanding that I did. Full disclosure, like, and I remember Snake Eyes being rad, but I remember everybody being super into them.
Yeah,
and I'm the guy who, when we talk about the Ninja Turtles, I was either a Donatello or a Raphael guy. I had no interest in your Leonardos or whatever it is, your Dukes, your Flints. Like, I like the dog. The dog was cool. I'm down with that. I seem to remember there being the one. Was it Snow Job? The ginger beard?
I think so.
I think it was. I think it was Snow Job. Yeah. 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 Like,
oh yeah, Hasbro.
I seem to remember that being kind of weird. I think because I remember having a Snow Job toy because they had some sort of weird like tank tread ski.
Yeah, he had a thing.
Vehicle. Yeah, like he had a vehicle that looked very similar to Panthro's tank from Thundercat.
Yes.
And it had skis on the front, tank treads on the back, and it was like all white and had like a big harpoon gun and everything. And he was unfortunately the exact opposite of Panthro, because Panthro gave me a very strong older black guy vibe who was done with everyone's shit. Because like Panthro's theme, it fucking bangs. That tank is rad. The nunchucks are super rad, and having a better understanding of how everything worked with the martial arts and the interest in that community and everything. The idea of Panthro doing a full nunchuck thing makes a ton of sense to me with my very limited understanding.
Yeah.
And when I saw Snow Job, and I was like, all right, well, he's in the snow, so this explains the jacket and the parka and everything else like that. He's got a camouflage. Everything's white, so is he. So this makes sense. The tank being white, and just like, well, I guess this is just a fucking Norwegian Panthro. I can get behind this.
Norwegian Panthro.
Right. My fucking justification of like, really what I want is strong dad figure who drives a tank. Like, I'm consistent across the board. Like, I got interest, and it's got tank treads, and it is tired of your shit.
Oh man, I liked. I was way into Snake Eyes. I thought because he was a ninja that he was Asian underneath the mask. I didn't find out he was white until my first couple San Diego Comic-Cons, and I was hanging out with the guys that did the G.I. Joe revival comic. And that's when I found out that Snake Eyes was white, and I felt like I'd been stabbed in the heart. Because my entire existence growing up, I was like, there are no Asians on television except for Snake Eyes, Quick Kick, and Jinx. And Quick Kick is cool, but he's basically low-rent Bruce Lee with ninja stars.
Right.
And Jinx is all right, but she fucks up everything.
Right.
Snake Eyes is the capable ninja badass.
Right. And I can picture this now. A young Jamie Noguchi, San Diego Comic-Con full area. He finds this out and is belligerent and just, I can't believe they fucking iron fisted Snake Eyes.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah. And it was like I was working at Udon as a colorist and I found all this shit out at dinner one night, and I was like,
your world just unravels.
Well, yeah. I was like, I'm excited. I'm working in the industry. I'm meeting people, doing great things. The Transformer books are out. The G.I. Joe books are out. I forgot the studio. Like Mad Devil or something Devil.
Right. Yeah. And this is when you find out that Chuck Norris is actually under the mask.
Yeah. And I was like, are you kidding me? This is like finding out Yul Brynner wasn't Asian. The King and I wasn't Asian? Motherfucker.
God damn it.
Yeah, so that disappointed me greatly. I was very sad about that. So
yeah,
I was like, well, I guess it's Quick Kick and Jinx, and Quick Kick is basically Bruce Lee with ninja stars, because that makes sense. So,
yeah, well, because the fucking 80s and just
yeah. I also did like Scarlet, because like she's awesome.
Yeah,
and everybody likes Scarlet, Jean Grey. Mary Jane. Everybody loves the redheads.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. Are you ginger with a booty? Because nerds can get behind that.
Yeah, you are. We are genetically predisposed to like a redhead.
Yeah, absolutely. It's for some reason when they break down that gene, ironically, in everyone's thing, the desire to read comic books and the attraction to redheads is just it's one and the same. You just flip that thing over to the other side of the coin.
Yeah. It's the same character. I wouldn't be surprised if Famke Janssen shows up as like Scarlet in one of these movies. It's Jane. No, it's Scarlet. No, brain.
Right.
So are you looking forward to this movie?
Yeah. I purposely I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
Initially, I was like, that looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then we saw the trailer before we saw the new Fast movie.
Yeah.
And that looked real fucking cool.
I had no idea.
I heard everyone else, including you in the theater, react to that in real time. And we started to drive home. My buddy Phil was in the backseat. He was like, so we're all going to go see Snake Eyes, right? And I was like, I'd like to. He's like, you need to work that out because I went in for that. And I was like, all right, fair enough. But yeah, so I'm excited for a lot of things, especially did you see the commercial that happened where they had the toys and they basically so there's a commercial that basically is they show the G.I. Joe toys and they show Snake Eyes and he doesn't have his mask on. And the toy is basically him explaining to Flint and Duke and them that hey, you guys aren't in the movie. And they're like, how can you have a G.I. Joe movie without us? And he's like, it's an origin story. So, sorry. And it was this really great fucking moment of hey, you old dopey white fucks. Guess what? Sit down. We're going to tell a rad story. We're going to, because my hope is that we end up getting a whole bunch of other movies and everything. Fingers crossed I get Jason Momoa as Shipwreck. Ooh. Fingers fucking crossed.
Ooh. Give him a tank.
If they don't introduce Shipwreck and we can just have Momoa playing another water-based bearded badass, because honestly, him, the full thing, the dumb little hat and the fucking open shirt and the fucking tattoos across everything. and
Brandon,
I'm here for it.
Brandon, speaking of Momoa, did you hear he's going to be hosting a climbing contest show?
I'm not surprised. I saw the same thing in the Slack channel that you did.
Yeah.
So
that's
exciting.
Rad.
Yes. Yeah. I'm excited for it.
We got to get on that show. We don't climb well, but fuck it. We got to get on that show.
Yeah. Because I can't bring myself to watch that show.
What is C? Oh, the
one where everyone's blind, but I guess everyone's a badass. I don't know if they all have Daredevil powers.
But that's also on Apple Plus or Apple TV.
But I bought a new Apple TV for my office, so I got a year of it free. And what I learned is that even a year free, I've yet to watch anything on Apple TV.
I don't even know what's on that shit except for that show.
It turns out there ain't a whole lot.
They paid all that damn money.
I've been told Ted Lasso's funny, but I can't give a fuck enough about soccer to watch even a show that's a satire about soccer. So
well, let's hope the climbing comp is on a different network.
I think that's on HBO, I believe.
Oh,
that's
fucking
that was my understanding. So
nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited for that as well. Anything Momoa, I'm in for. But yeah, man. So I assume you're stoked then for multitude of reasons.
Yeah, I never read the comics, so I don't know that side of G.I. Joe history.
And I think it's almost good that you and I haven't, because there are going to be people who will probably pick this thing apart because it's not accurate to this or that or what have you.
And that's
I think weirdly, because it's a new origin story and we're tackling this with a new kind of cast and a new, because I'm assuming we're kind of hitting the reset button on the previous G.I. Joe movies. Most likely, at a minimum.
Unless Snake Eyes is like a title that gets passed down generation to generation.
I mean, it's a possibility.
That would
I mean, to be fair, to my understanding, in the Snake Eyes movies, Ray Park never takes off the mask, so we don't actually know what Snake Eyes looks like in the other movies. So it could technically be canon for all I know.
Yeah, I mean, that would be interesting too. But like, I think you and I are both heading into this kind of like, let's see what they got. We have no preconceived notion of what we're expecting.
You and I like quite a lot of the same things. We like flashy movies. We both like a movie that is exactly what it says it's going to be. It's why we like the fast movies. Yeah. There's no pretension here. Like, I'm not expecting this to be fucking Citizen Kane with rad neon lights. Like, I'm expecting this to be a super fun action flick that's going to be fast paced, is going to introduce a lot of names that you'll recognize as far as characters, but no real clarification as to why someone's playing something or whatever it is. And just be able to fucking quickly just handle shit and jump from scene to scene and have me walk out of the thing going, I want more of that. I want more of that.
Yeah.
More of that.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a lot of stereotypical ninja shit, which can be, if it's handled well, it'll be great. If it's problematic, I will be roasting it live, which will be great. But I'm looking forward to seeing more Asian people on the screen, even if it's like, oh, they have to be doing martial arts. I get that. But we don't have a lot of roles. We don't have a lot of roles, frankly. So fuck it. I will take what I can get.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, like, in the case of this, if you were going to take a character like Snake Eyes with the backstory of the comic and everything else like that, I understand that he should have been Asian to start with. Yeah, and the idea of them finally fixing that, cool, great. Awesome. Yeah. If you are a G.I. Joe fan and you have an issue with this, do me a favor, turn this podcast off. Don't come back.
I'm interested to see what they can do with it. I'm trying not to be as precious with stuff that I'm a fan of, like, because it's a different medium, like movies, video games, comics, it's different stuff. Different stuff works across different things. Right. And here's a chance to tell an interesting story. The G.I. Joe franchise is dead, so might as well do something fun with it.
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
There's no comics right now. There are no video games right now. The cartoon hasn't been on in ages. I think they did like a couple of reboots, but Yeah,
I seem to remember one of the more recent reboots actually being pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, to my understanding, it didn't last terribly long. So, I mean, I guess, who cares if it's any good if it doesn't actually continue to get made? There's no audience for it.
Yeah. And if this movie turns out to be terrible, it'll still be fun because we're seeing it together.
Yeah. It'll be exactly the same as every other G.I. Joe movie. And I'll walk into every G.I. Joe movie with the same thought process that I have right now. Yeah. It's going to be dumb. It could be fun.
Yeah. G.I. Joe was never about like actual espionage or actual.
No, it was about turning motorcycles into missiles, Jamie.
Yes,
that's the mission statement.
It was a motorcycle. What turned into a missile?
Exactly, Jamie. I've heard the theme song more than meets the eye. I understand what we're talking about. I know this is wrong. I know that's Transformers. I'm sorry.
Yeah. the cartoon movie, the made for television movie, they put lyrics to the song like crashing through the sky, da 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 da, Cobra.
I was gonna say, wasn't that part of the theme song for the television show?
Yeah, but they cut it to like
right. Oh, right. Yeah.
Hero. So for the movie, they added more lyrics, and I was like, okay,
all right.
I need a metal remix of this shit.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, because like right now, I feel like the best G.I. Joe movie we have at the moment is Team America.
It's I mean, America, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Like, because honestly, if you put, and I'm sure somebody's done it, where they take the America fuck yeah and put it and like dub it over top of the G.I. Joe entrance.
Dun, 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 dun.
No. I mean, just America fuck yeah while the G.I. Joe footage is playing it.
America.
Fuck yeah, just ships and Snow Job doing things that are totally appropriate for people with the name Snow Job, and Shipwreck just standing there with like his glistening tits in the sun or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I seem to remember there being a lot of really like inappropriate jokes for that. What the fuck was that guy? I feel like that voice actor did a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Shipwreck, G.I. Joe. Let's see, yada, yada, yada. Okay. Shipwreck Joe is a hero played by, let's see. Yada, yada, yada. Who's the voice? Voice actors. Okay, here we go. Let's see, yada, 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 yada. Voiced most by Lee Tucker. Interesting. Apparently, Shipwreck was voiced by someone who's Japanese. I only say this because they have a Japanese flag next to their name. It's Shigezo.
Shigezo? Interesting.
Sassoka. But anyway, let me see what the fuck. Lee Tucker. Let's see. Yada, 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 yada. What the fuck else was he known for? Credits, roles from, let's see, yada, yada, yada. Johnny Test, let's see, G.I. Joe, a bunch of other things. I'm just looking to see, like, I remember the dude having a very unique voice and it being very high pitched and not understanding what the fuck was going on with that. But anyway, I'm now going down a fucking rabbit hole. He played Darth Maul in the Lego Star Wars.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so there's that. So that's at least good. God damn, this dude has a ton of fucking credits.
Did Lego ever pick up a G.I. Joe license?
Not that I'm aware of. It really does feel like something they should be doing.
Some of them vehicles would be really cool.
Yeah, totally.
Like a fucking hiss tank made out of Legos. That would be cool.
Hell yeah, I'd be super down with that.
Like the Cobra designs were always better than the Joe designs because they always took like stuff that could be an actual thing and made it with angular lines, and it was matte black and all that kind of shit. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, agreed.
And then
Absolutely
the Joe
agreed.
stuff was just like, hey, we found this in the surplus army surplus. Let's drive this out.
Right, yeah. Hey, normally, hey kids, get ready. I know you saw it on G.I. Joe. Well, in Des Moines, Iowa, the local police department just purchased one for the cheap. So hopefully nobody has a protest. Otherwise, you're going to be like, Mommy, is that a G.I. Joe? You'd be like, no, that's just the oppressive force of the police department.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, if you're near the Canadian border, you might get to meet Snow Job. So there is that.
There's that.
I can't promise he's going to be a cop or a Joe, but you're going to meet a dude named Snow Job.
Job. All right, Brandon. Well,
yep.
I think that's it for now.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to our review afterward. Where can people find you, Brandon?
You can find me on Instagram at that guy Chalmers. Jamie Noguchi, where can they find you?
You can also find me on Instagram, Jamie Noguchi. You can find me on Twitter, Angry Zen Master, and wherever you see this podcast. So YouTube or Spotify, Facebook, and all that kind of shit. Yeah, we'll see ya.
Yeah.